What conspiracy theory do you believe to be true? What evidence led you to this conclusion? Used to live in a small town in South Dakota and I'm convinced there is something in the food/water there to keep people there. Impartially convinced it's actually the Dairy Queen causing this, because for a town of 7,000, this place is always so busy and somehow, every year for the past 11 years, the entire length of this competition, sells the most blizzards on Miracle Treat Day. A town of 7,000 outsells every other Dairy Queen. There's also some other things, in that the town has a significant amount of people all with very similar disabilities to their left legs. I honestly am just glad I'm out of that town, before it sucked me in. But how the hell does that small ass town sell 40,000 blizzards in a day? The stories about Dunskneder. Watching some clips of shows he produces is downright creepy. The tweets of his actresses' feet don't help his cause. Not a doubt in my mind the stories about him are true. I grew up watching all those shows, and in retrospect there is so much creepy stuff in them. There's just so many scenes of underage actresses in bikinis, so many really sexual jokes about characters, who are literally middle schoolers, and obviously a ridiculous amount of foot fetish stuff. It's very obviously true. The fact that there is a secret society of people keeping Long John Silvers in business. I have a sneaking suspicion that some televangelists may not be entirely sincere in their beliefs. I keep ink pens from every year dating back to 2008 in my desk, so that if I need to forge and backdate an important document I can sign it with ink that matches the year I'm backdating. Yes, feds do check ink in fraud investigations. Not really a conspiracy, but might answer a few questions. Restaurant owners know how awkward it is to be sung to in front of the whole establishment, and they do it to discourage people from taking advantage of their free birthday food. I hit radio coordinates commercials breaks to all take place simultaneously, so you're forced to listen to ads even you change the station. They're practically a monopoly in my area, and I notice it happens to me all the time. Radio stations, even competitors, do this on purpose. No hidden conspiracy needed. If your main competitor airs spots, commercials, at 15, 30, and 45, it's in your interest to do the same. That way your listeners can't switch to music on another station during your spot break and potentially stay there. It's not like radio is secret. You can and should monitor competition and plan accordingly. To your original point, iHeart is just Clear Channel, and they tend to have a general template that all their stations follow. So one station will have its breaks at or around the same time as another. This is all based on a lot of market research, and has generally been tested and refined over time to the point of ensuring rating success. Other stations follow suit. The negative side effect is the homogenization of radio. They all sound alike because it works, but it only works in a everything is mediocre kind of way. If someone does break from the pack and create a successful innovation, other stations follow, and the homogenization continues. For a further example, notice that local TV news shows tend to cover weather, sports, local news, etc. all at or around the same basic time. Source: programmed radio stations for years. Worked for Clear Channel. Played the same damned classic rock songs in a different order day after day, week after week. Every time someone posts about a safe on Reddit, they actually have already opened it and know nothing is in it before their first post. Also, people who never deliver on opening a safe after posting one found some really valuable shit in there and didn't want to put a target on their back. That the USA deliberately gets into an armed conflict every decade or so for the purpose of ensuring that at any given time, they always have a critical mass of soldiers with actual combat experience. They get in a lot of conflicts, and it seems highly probable that the leadership of a country that spends so much on national defense would highly value the institutional knowledge that comes from that kind of continuity of practical experience, even if it comes at a high human cost. This is more of a personal conspiracy. I've been working as an American healthcare consultant for 2 years now, and I genuinely think that insurance companies are purposely denying claims so that they can leverage $ for their beneficiaries' medical records. For example, one of my clients, a huge and important hospital system, had to deal with hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical claim denials because Humana suddenly decided it didn't believe any of those hospital stays were legitimate. They basically told my client to either fax hundreds of medical records or accept the zero pays. It's really suspicious and unfortunate. But when they have the money, what can you do? I bill Humana, and they do that all the time. They send refund requests based on nothing, and then we have to appeal by sending medical records, and even that's a crapshoot. Humana rejections suck. Recently they stated in a denial that plain old physiotherapy was considered experimental treatment and they wouldn't pay for it. My insurance company denied me a back surgery for a couple years because it was experimental. Never mind that it was just approved by the FDA, and Europe and Israel had been providing it to their citizens for years. A forensics specialist believes Jamie Hewlett of Gorillaz is Banksy. It's not as big as other submissions here, but it's a theory I buy. Edit. Thank you everyone for providing your own theories in the comments. I buy into a good handful of them now. The thing I like about these threads is that there are people reading these comments right now who know something important about the theories and they just aren't willing or able to provide that information here. That Apple started the AirPods meme, and right before Christmas they would give out $150 gift cards. Edit. Wow, didn't expect this to blow up. Thank you. I fully believe companies are using memes as a marketing technique. All it needs is one big post on a couple subs here, and it's all over the internet hitting their target audience in hours days. Confirm this as fact. A marketer, Imgur and similar have built a business mode out of it, as has fuck Jerry and Ig pages like Daquan. Disney made Zootopia, partly to replace the Song of the South characters from Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain is really the only thing that still exists in the public eye from Song of the South, along with the song Zip-a-Dee-Doo-Dah, since Disney wants to pretend that movie doesn't exist. So they created a movie featuring Fox and Rabbit characters that could replace Brer Fox and Brer Rabbit, and rethemed the entire ride to be Zootopia themed, while leaving some things, like the name and the songs featured in the ride, from Song in the South. There's also that Disney loves retheming things to their IP now, getting rid of Maelstrom and bringing in a Frozen themed ride, so it would make sense for them to retheme ride to a successful recent movie than keep a ride based off an old, mildly racist movie they are trying to forget. I could believe this, but Splash Mountain is so ridiculously popular that fans would riot if they tried retheming it. I do like the part about the new Fox and Bunny though. I'm starting to think that the really stupid conspiracy theories, vaccines causing autism, flat earth, lizard people, etc., are intentionally spread by propaganda groups and troll farms. They don't care what stupid shit you believe, but they are very interested to know that you're a gullible mark who will believe anything with no evidence and won't do research with authorities on the matter to find the truth. If you want to spread misinformation, look for the people who do it as a hobby. There was a report recently that Russian bot farms are spreading anti-vax memes in mass across US and Europe. Even if they may or may not have started it, they are certainly willing to capitalize off it. Gum's gotten mintier lately. Have you noticed? Like, some of it's just too minty. OMG, my boyfriend's favorite gum, Spearmint 5, used to taste, as he described, like a subtle mint chocolate chip. Now it tastes like fucking toothpaste. We proceeded to buy every spearmint at the store for testing, and they all taste different now. He actually called Wrigley and they confirmed that they have changed the formula of their 5 spearmint and many other gums they make as well. They mailed him a coupon lol. The 10-year challenge all over social media is actually a way to record and gather more facial recognition data. No Shave November is to train facial recognition to better recognize bearded faces. The F-35 Project Overcost was actually a slush found for secret research. The lines on the detergent caps are higher than they should be, so you use more detergent for each load of laundry. It's so easy for them to get away with it. I have a theory that Tinder gives fake you got a new match notifications, so people get excited and opens Tinder, which leads them to swipe more. Source: myself.